frame zone is about to invalidate. It might be a supply zone with trend. I can see it start to invalidate on M1. Those details are important. Those runs of liquidity I see on M1. So I'm a big believer. To those people that are skeptical of M1, what would you say?
I would say that the 1 minute time frame gives you precision. That's what I personally believe in, right? Like you said, it's in 4K. So for example, with options, like if I trade on the, let's say the 10-minute time frame even, right? Which is just a little bit more above the 1 minute, but it's not the 1 hour still. The risk to reward for me on that trade, right, it would have to be lower, right? Because I trade, for me personally, I'm looking for at least a 2R multiple on my trades. So the 1 minute time frame will allow me to get that multiple, because my market structure break will be on the 1 minute time frame just because of that precision, but then my profit target will be on the higher time frame.
So why does it only lead to a 1 to 2? Because if you're entering on, let's say, an M1 breakup structure, M1 range, your stop loss can be fairly tight, and then a 4-hour move that is disproportional.
Right.
Do you cap it early then?
But yeah, exactly. So I take trailers, or I take partials along the way. So high of day, always I'm out of I'm at least 10 to 20%.
I like that. Yeah.
Right, and then I'm taking partials along the way on those higher time frame levels. Right, and the reason that is because you need to lock in. I actually heard Umar say this back in the day, and it's locking in cash flow as the trade continues into your direction. And at the time I didn't really understand. I'm like, why would you take like your partials off when your profit target's all the way up there? It's messing up your risk to reward. But for me, right, like the risk to reward could be like 4, but I know on that trade I'm gonna get like a 2R if I just lock in those partials. So still I'm getting that 2R, right? But it's just I'm locking in that capital. And the main reason I do that personally is because sometimes, especially if you're entering on the 1 minute time frame, it'll go to high of day or whatever it'll go to with that momentum, but then it'll reverse from there.
Yes.
Right. Yes. And so therefore, if it's reversing from there, going back to your stop loss, you could have been up on that specific option contract, maybe 20-30% on the option contract of trading like a weekly, right? But you never actually locked in any profits, right? So when I actually looked at the data and back tested, I'm like, wait, why am I not taking partials here? And then that way, if it does go back to my stop loss, it's fine, but I could be wrong and still make money.
So out of the dozens and dozens of prop firms that exist in the whole space, who can we really trust? Whether they use slippage, whether they use types of drawdown, unrealistic trading conditions, every single prop firm has hidden tricks. So after thorough research and speaking to a lot of traders, Alpha Capital is definitely the best prop firm in the space. So apart from their no commissions, low spread, no slippage, great reputation, never denying a payout, because you are a Titans of Tomorrow viewer, you get a special discount on every evaluation just using the link or using the code TOT for Titans of Tomorrow. First of all, I like this a lot, and I had a similar process myself where taking part. So my opinion on taking partials is a very important topic, because just like we have entry criteria, people then just get flimsy with the exit criteria. They're just like, okay, based on what I feel or based on time, I want to end it. Friday's coming, let me end it. Or what I was usually doing was subjectivity. So sometimes it'd be like, okay, it's pro trend, so let me go for the next lower low. Okay, so I'm with the trend in that next lower low on 4 hour. But then along the way, you have a 5 minute lower low, and then you have 15 minute, then you have 4 hour, maybe even the daily. So there's multiple levels that we could take a partial and it's valid. And then you add in the liquidity pools. Oh, there's Asia low, and then there's the swing low, and then you have all these levels. And then you could add in trend lines, basically to say there's always a reason to enter and exit. There always is. So when I was doing it based on how I felt, there was an element of discretion and randomness, and usually a sprinkle of emotion based on how I was feeling, the numbers up, whatever.